Today we were seeing purple. Listen in and find out why.
Excellent strength and perfect clarity is the 5 by 5.
It's Real Talk with David and Nikki. Stay tuned for hot topics, gossip, and a little shade on the 5 by 5.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on a special edition of Real Talk with David and Nikki. I'm your host, David. Nikki's not with us, and this is the 5 by 5. We're going to talk about why every today instead of seeing red. Today, October the 17th, just happens to be Spirit Day. So people online, some of my friends' Facebook statuses, celebrities, talk shows, everybody was wearing purple for a specific reason. And the reason was Spirit Day. A little bit about how Spirit Day came into existence. It was a, excuse me, it was an annual day in October when millions of Americans wear purple to speak out against bullying and to show their support for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered LGBT youth. Um, so in a nutshell, that's what it's about. We're standing up against bullying for those youth, and we're taking a stand. And what makes it really what appealed to me that it was a young lady by the name of Brittany McMillan who wanted to remember those young people who had lost their lives to suicide, and she wanted to take a stand against bullying. She's Canadian, and so she wanted to observe this as a commemoration, so that's why she called it Spirit Day. The first observance took place on October 20th in 2010, and it was the same. So people wear purple in support for LGBT youth who were victims of bullying. This is also promoted by GLAAD, GLAAD, and many Hollywood celebrities. Like this morning, when I watched Good Morning America, Mount Lauer and the gang were all decked out in purple, either by wearing purple lipstick, a purple tie, a purple shirt, purple dress. So it is showing some unity and solidarity on Spirit Day. And actually, and this is something I didn't know either, the name Spirit Day comes from the purple stripe of the rainbow flag, whose creator, Gilbert Baker, defined it as representing the spirit. The observance was inaugurated in response to a rash of widely publicized bully-related suicides of gay students in 2010, including that of Tyler Clementi. If you guys remember who Tyler Clementi was, he was the Rutgers University student who I think it was his roommate and somebody else, they used a webcam to capture Tyler's relationship or whatever he was doing. This should have been in private for other people to see. And when he found out, the 18-year-old jumped to his death from the George Washington Bridge on September the 22nd, 2010. So this is another key to Spirit Day. And globally, over 1.6 million Facebook users signed up. I don't know what the totals are for today, but it has been observed globally, and it's nice, because bullying, not even for the LGBT youth in general. There's the nerds, the geeks, the goth. All children are at risk of bullying, and now with this day and age, with so much social media, computers, smartphones, tablets, cyberbullying is just as bad as bullying. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone.
We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Yeah, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Yeah, let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it, vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. Let's go. Funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it, Unleash the verbal blessing, cold and thick with verbal lessons. So kick back, chill, relax, and learn a lesson. No 9mm, no heaters, or Smith the Wesson. You'll find this rhyme secure without question. This time, let's vibe one time without weapons. And groove with the music in the school session. This time, let's vibe one time without weapons. And the beat to me like sap through a tree. It's in me, the rap happens to set me free. Instantly when the mic touch this MC. Without the mic, this MC feel empty. I'm telling y'all, it's the lyrical recipe, lyrical ecstasy. Hearing no less from me, I accept and expect no less than the best. And inject intellect without disrespect. Come on, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe with it. It's like an epidemic, pop star gimmick. Hit it, get it, then realize that you in it and you're finished. Whole dream diminished. See, I play the season, y'all have a scrimmage. I spit with reason, y'all hip the image. But I believe the dream has no limits. I believe that's the whole reason we live it. But they don't get it, they like it's not right, is it? No visit, hip hop here to stay, no shizit. We gonna get it, new improved music, move and groove with it. Choose who you get with. I smack rap back like this do hoes. My flow hard like they get the skimpy clothes on individuals when anything goes. The player pick 'em like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Got soul, got so much funk up in the rap, I should pack a fat bowl. Y'all should kick back, relax, and just roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me, come on and vibe with me. Hip hop ain't dead, just keep it alive with me. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do, just vibe. Let's just do what we came to do.
That was Last Tunes with Be Cool. We're back. This is David from the 5x5 and a special edition of Real Talk with David and Nikki. Minus the Nikki. She's breaking tonight. She's taking a break tonight. But we were talking about Spirit Day and some of the history, how it came about. But like I said, the main issue that Spirit Day is being observed today was because of so many gay teens, youth, LGBT youth committing suicide, and the young lady from Canada wanted to observe this day to remember them. And like I said, bullying, I can't say that word for some reason tonight. Bullying is is prevalent in our society. Like I was saying earlier, cyberbullying, just going to school. If you listen to the PSA, no kid should be scared to go to school, or no kid should be scared to say, or not even say, to be who they are, without having some ramifications, or being made to feel bad, and then even possibly taking their lives. So that's what we're standing for today. And we're unifying across the globe in remembrance of those who have passed, and to empower those who may be struggling. I know when I was in high school, I wish I had something to see, as something that I knew about. I did have my support system, but it was not the support system that you can obtain today, because no one knew I was gay at the time. And like I said, I wish I had the support system, knowing that, okay, I can see me. There's business professionals, there's musicians, there's actors, there's actresses, there's political representatives that are just like me. And so like this message was sent, and because it was difficult when I was in high school, I knew I was gay. I actually had this conversation with somebody the other day, and they asked me, when did I know, or how did I know? And I'm like, if to be honest, my first, I think, memory of me being gay, or because I didn't know what it was, I just knew it was different. And I think if everybody would agree that you're different, there's something that's different in you, compared to your peers, or some of your peers. And I would say at fourth grade, I had a little crush, and I was like, why was that so strong? Because I had my little girlfriend as well, but one of my peers that I just kind of crushed on. It was puppy love, of course, I didn't know what anything was, what it was about. But as older, I got, I was like, then I get to high school, and I may have been a little bit more flamboyant, very talkative, always had a lot of female friends. And, so people always assumed that I may be gay. Now, whether they knew what gay really was, even in high school, this is high school in the mid to late 80s. Yeah, gays were around. They were a little bit more visible, not as visible as they are now. And I didn't, I'm like, why are they messing with me? Why can't y'all just leave me alone, And I remember sitting in a library one day, and a guy who had been accused of doing something with another guy, this is in high school, I hear him from across the room, with all the other kids that wanted to be friends with this person. He says, "Is that dude a fag or what?" And I'm like, "What? Why are you saying anything about me?" In my head, I'm like, "You don't know anything. You need to concentrate on those F's you're getting on your 1.0 GPA. Because that's one thing that I kind of focused all my energy in. I focus all my energy to academics." And I was successful, but even then, I guess I may have ran a little. I think I ran a little bit more with the sway in my run. I remember this one, and the thing is, I know every name of these, but I would never call them out. And I remember him saying, "Oh, he runs like a girl," and then everybody's laughing about it. And the thing is, me running as a girl was still faster than you. It's like, so it's all that whole teen angst, and sometimes you hear bullying is just kids being kids. No, it's not being kids. You need to teach your kids. If you're a parent today, you need to teach your kids it's not okay to make fun of anyone. And like my sister has two children, and they're great kids, and not that I know of, I've heard of. They don't make, especially my nephew. He even if I say something out of the way about somebody, he will correct me. And this is good, because this is this generation that's coming up now. Those, not that the lines are blurred. I think the lines are invisible. They don't see the differences, although they know the differences are there, but it doesn't matter. People are people. And going back to my experience, I and then the one thing, and this happened recently, it kind of bring back a memory. A gentleman, and then we're all adults now. He tried to add me as a friend on Facebook, and it's probably one of the most humiliating moments that I probably suffered were at his hands. And it was a jock. And I was a good kid. I was never in trouble. I was pretty much quiet. I still brought the jokes, though. I was still a jokester. But one day in gym, he decided to lash out, on me. And I remember he and I went for the same volleyball. You're getting mad at me for going out of volleyball. Jock. He played on the football team, and I remember him pushing me in my back. I wasn't a fighter. If I was going to be hurt, I would have defended myself, I think. But I was just like, I just need to be out of this. And I remember because I hit the ball before he did, and he said, "You get out of here, you little sis, you little faggot." And he like pushed me twice. I'm like, dude, you need to raise up off me. And I just kind of laughed it off like you're being silly. But everybody was laughing, and people were saying like, "Oh, David didn't do anything." Oh, such and such, called him a faggot in front of and then the teacher didn't do anything as well. She should have told him to keep his damn hands to himself. But this is I went to the school that was a little racist, and me being gay on top of it, although they didn't know. Another story for you guys too. Well, although they didn't know, he he didn't know, they didn't know I was gay. That hurt my feelings. I was hurt to my core. So about, I think it was sometime last year, he tried to add me as a friend on Facebook. And so I sent him a letter. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you don't know how much hurt you carry from your childhood into your adulthood. And the way you treat him, and I explained to him, excuse me, I explained to him that I just seeing your name brought back a lot of that pain from that day. And I said, I could see it like it was yesterday. I could see what you had on. I know what I had on. I know where we were in the gym. I can remember everything about that moment. And I think sometimes like those moments, it can be so profound that somebody might say, I can't take that, and do something disastrous. But I was able to to brush it off and keep on going. But and he was like, "Oh, I don't understand. I don't remember that. I was just being a kid, and I didn't know what a fag was back then." And I'm like, he told me, how successful he was as a motivational speaker, and I'm like, I really don't care. That's I have forgiven you, but unfortunately, I'm not going to forget what you did. And I've carried this I've been out of high school for almost 20 years. So I'm like, I'm sorry, and I'm not going to accept your friendship. And that was the end of that situations. Let's take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
Embrace the taste.
Taking shape and sound. Ooh.
and that was Alex Barosa with Embrace the Taste. And I want to say embrace your power. Everybody has power against bullying. If you see someone being bullied, you can just say, hey, leave that person alone. If you're being bullied, you can reach out. Your parents are always going to love you. Your friends, people who you think that wouldn't support you, you might be surprised. A sibling, your friends, a teacher, a counselor. So reach out to those people and embrace your power to be heard and to stand up against bullying. The last thing I wanted to say was something else about, even though I just said about go to your teachers. I think more teachers they were scared at when I was in school to even touch that subject, but some were kind of balls to the walls and they were just mean, and they didn't care, and and like I said, I went to a high school that was a little bit racist, and I'm not going to say any names because what I will say, he was the father of a ex-wife of a major league baseball player, and that's all I'll say about who it is. And I remember a friend coming to me one day and he says, let me go back. I won a lot of awards when I was in high school, and I happened to be a local radio station star student of the week, and me and another student had the same initials. Our first names were David, and our both our last names started with B, and he just couldn't accept the fact that I was a smart kid. He couldn't accept the fact. And so when I got this award, he would always give my award to the other David. And then my other David's like, he always does that. This teacher, the 4 years I was he was my homeroom teacher. The 4 year I was in his homeroom, he never addressed me about anything. And so I was sick of it, and I said, "Hey, Mrs. Sexton, I really appreciate it." I said, I get a lot of these awards. Sometimes I don't get them the next day because you give it to him and not to me. I'd appreciate it if you would read it and just give me what I deserve. And I was being respectful. I was a respectful kid, and he said, and that was the one day. No, that was the day I told him that. The second day I got another award and he did the same thing. I said, I've asked you to do that, Mr. Sexton. Do you have a problem with me? And he's like, no, I don't have a problem with you. I just need you to stop. He said, I forget, now that I don't remember what he says. I said, you know what? You need to stop being this way to me, so we had that little exchange. And so later on that day, a peer of mine, he's like, David, I almost said his name. The teacher said, he said that tell your faggot friend to stop asking me why I treat him a particular way. And I'm like, he called me what? He's like, yeah, such and such was there, and he said it, and they was all laughing. And so, I'm like, all right, you can't say that, because I started to be, this is my senior year in high school. I'm like, I can no longer, let you treat me poorly anymore. And so regardless of what you thought you knew about me, it had to end. So I said, I can't, if you continue to make these disparaging comments to me, I'm going about me to my peers, to other faculty, and it gets back to me. I'm a kid, I said, I'm going to tell my dad. And so he looks at me, he's like, you need to stop saying that I'm giving your awards away to different people. I'm like, well, I can say it because it's true. I said, but regardless of that, I'm going to ask you to don't say anything disparaging against me, or I'm going to tell my father. And he said, go ahead and tell your father if you know who he is. If my mind didn't explode 1,000 times inside my head, I don't know what it did, because when I said, okay, that's it. So I remember I get up, and it was on a Friday. I didn't have any money. So I had to go to my girlfriend, my best friend, and get some change from her. so I could call home. That's when we had payphones, and I get 35 cents from her, and I call my mom, and think I didn't live close to this school. This school was out way out far in the suburbs, and I lived in the inner city, and so it's like, depending on traffic, anywhere from 10-15 minutes, to get out there, maybe even 20. And so I called my mom. I told her what happened, and all she says was, "We'll be right there," and she hangs up the phone. Now, this school was big, but it wasn't that big. I was on the very, very, very top. I guess that would be the west. It would be the northwest corner of the school. The office where I was heading was in the southeast part of the school. So I was the furthest, parts of the school away from where I needed to be. And so I walk downstairs, and it's so funny. I'm like, where were my parents at? Because as soon as I walk downstairs and I go into, well, not go into, and I come down the stairs and I walk through the foyer, I see my mom and dad walking through the doors. I'm like, how did they get here so fast? And so the first thing they say to me is, "Where is he at?" My mom has on every ring. My dad his eyes are fuming mad, and they're ready to attack this teacher. And we go into the principal's office, and I was removed from his homeroom, and he had to say he was apologizing, even though he apologized unapologetically, but good thing my dad didn't get a hold of him. So that made me feel good that my parents, regardless of what they knew or what they didn't know about me, they supported me. And I think that's what we all have to say. Our parents, reach out to your parents. This is going specifically to the lesbian, gay, transgendered, bisexual youth. Reach out. Somebody will talk to you. You're going to have people that are not going to understand, or they're going to be like my teacher. But there is somebody that will listen, and that's my story. That's my story for Spirit Day. Sending kudos out to Glad for getting the word out. The young lady in Canada who started this, and we're remembering those who are passed, and maybe my story can touch someone to keep on keeping on. As the it gets better campaign would say, it does get better, and there's bigger and better things for you in the future. Sometimes you have to get over that hill, but once you get over that hill, it's a lot easier going down than it's going up. Guys, thank you so much for listening. This is David from the 5x5. Catch us on Twitter at the 5x5 or our Facebook page, the 5x5. And also you can reach us at recycleblogtalk.blogspot.com. I've enjoyed sharing this with you guys. But you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Podcasting straight to your MP3 player. Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Check us out on Facebook at the 5x5, or tweet us at the 5x5, or go to Recycle Blog Talk for past shows. Thanks for tuning in.